times have you woken up in the morning from a dream that you just couldn't let go of throughout the day? I mean, it was vivid, it was full of life. I mean, it stayed with you. It took a long time to receive. It was just a really powerful dream. There's all kinds of dreams. There's the dreams that are utterly ridiculous. There's the dreams that are scary. There's the dreams that are prophetic. And there are the dreams that we hold in our heart, our dreams for our lives, our dreams for our children, our dreams for our family, our dreams for our world and our country. But we all have a dream in us somewhere. We all have that powerful message inside of us that we hold dear, we hold close to us, that we value. Sometimes we don't even want to share it with anybody because we're afraid that if we tell someone, it's almost like your birthday wish. If I tell you my birthday wish, it won't come true. But the dream, we hold it because it's sacred, and we get to a point in our lives where it didn't quite happen, and we look at the dream and it shifts from a dream to a fantasy. It's no longer what it was when we were 18. It's not what it was when we were 25. It's not what it was when we were 30. Now it's become something that seems somewhat unobtainable, but yet it's still our dream. It's still something that we hold dear to our heart. Well, I'm here to tell you today that you never need to give up on your dreams. Never, ever give up on your dreams. You're never too old to live out your dream. You're never too poor to live out your dreams, because that's what some of us think. Well, I don't have enough money to make it happen. There's no way I can ever make it happen. You don't know. You don't know what God has in store for you, because I believe that these dreams that we have, I believe that the dreams that really stick with us and we hold in our heart, that these are the very dreams that were given to us by God. My favorite is Joseph's dream. Joseph is by far my favorite character in the Bible. Joseph had this spirit that just never seemed to go down, no matter what he went through. And that story comes from Genesis chapter 37, verse 5 through 7. And it reads, "One day, Joseph had a dream, and he went to go tell his brothers. He said, 'Guess what? Last night, I had a strange dream. We were tying up bunches of grain out in the field when suddenly my bunch stood up, while all of yours gathered round and bowed to me.' The brothers looked at each other in disgust. But Joseph continued, 'Then I had another dream, that the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down to me.'" Well, you can imagine being there and Joseph being a young guy, he was like 16 years old, telling his brothers, who were all older than him, all but one, this dream. And you can imagine their reactions. Right. Somebody bow down to you, pipsqueak, pop them on the head. I mean, you know how brothers treat one another. They treat the youngest brother like, they're a clown. They can't be serious. They're coming up with all kind of madness. Joseph was ridiculed. Now, some kids, when they get ridiculed like that, they decide that, can't be nothing to it, forget about it. But no, not Joseph. Joseph poked his chest out. He got up and walked away like he knew his dream was coming to pass. He's got it on. You all will bow to me. Joseph had this dream like so many others have had a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream. He didn't let go of his dream. Many people have had a dream, and they did not allow circumstances or other people around them, the naysayers, to knock their dream down. Who are you allowing to knock your dream down? God gave it to you. Who can take it from you? God gave Joseph this dream. He knew no one could take it from him. He had the faith. He believed it. He knew that was a dream that came from God. It was his to have. It was his to make manifest. Well, you could say that that dream didn't come true right away, and it didn't for Joseph. Matter of fact, not long after he had that dream, his brothers decided to sell him off into slavery. Now, if you were Joseph, you'd be thinking, well, that's going the opposite direction. I don't think I'm getting ready to be bowed down to anybody. Matter of fact, I'm being a slave, and that seems just a little bit less than what I had. Maybe I should give up. But he didn't give up. Joseph didn't let that dream go. Joseph stayed with it. He still had his head up high. He still poked his chest out. And he still lived like he was going to be bowed down to by the other stalks of hay. Joseph did two things. The first thing that he did is he didn't allow his circumstances to rip his dream from his heart. He didn't allow other people around him to rip his dream from his heart. Sometimes your critic, your worst critic is yourself. Because you get this dream inside of you and you say, well, God, that's a nice dream, but who am I to be the greatest author in the world of all times? Well, God, that's a nice dream, but who am I to be a fantastic singer hitting Billboard charts? Or, God, that's a nice dream, but who am I to stand up and walk when you told me I'll never get out of a wheelchair? Don't let anyone steal what God has given to you, because it is for you and only you. As we go to Genesis chapter 38, verse 21, we see that it reads, "But while Joseph was there in prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden." Now, if you think about it, you have your dream, and your dream may not be coming to pass right away. It may not be happening like you want it to. You may seem like you're going in the opposite direction. But if you continue to have faith, if you continue to stand firm and believing that what God has for you is for you, God will show you kindness. God will grant you mercy. God will put some sunshine into your darkness, into the dark days of your life. God will lift you up when you're feeling down. Your situation may not be what you want it to be, but God will give you the best of what is there to have right in that situation. God will let you know that he is there with you. All you have to do is one thing. All you have to do is just believe. And just like Joseph, God will let you know, I'm with you. I'm with you in the prison. I'm with you in the depths of despair. I'm with you when you don't have a penny to make it happen and you don't know where the next one's coming from. I am with you. And God will show you that kindness and let you know that your dreams are still able to manifest. Now, even though Joseph went from bad to worse, he still believed that God was with him. And the second thing that he did, this is hard for a lot of us, but this is the second thing that he did. He acknowledged the dreams of others. Whew. Now, how many times have you had a dream? You know, like I've got this dream to write a best-selling novel. And for a little while there, I'd hear somebody else saying that they were writing a book, and it felt like competition. It felt like, wow, well, you know, man, if they do really well, maybe that takes something away from me. But no, what I had to realize and had to turn around, there's no such thing as lack and limitations. I can be a best-selling novel writer, and they can be a best-selling author just as well. Both of us can be there. I pray for you, you pray for me. We are part of God's family. We can all be great. There's enough for all of us to have. There's enough to go around for everyone. God is with us all. God has given us these desires of a heart. It doesn't mean that he took a little bit for you and a little bit for me and a little bit for him and a little bit for her. No. God gave us all a lot. God gave us all so much that we don't know what to do with it. We have to recognize the dreams of others. We've got to recognize the dreams of our brothers and our sisters, of our children, of our friends. We've got to recognize and we've got to lift them up, for in the lifting up of them, we are also lifting up ourselves. Lift up everyone's dream. That is the second thing that Joseph did. But last but not least, know that we do nothing by ourselves. Know that it is in the dream that comes from God. It is in the passion that comes from God. And all is manifested through God. All we have to do is to provide one key ingredient. Sometimes we don't know how to believe. But even when we have nothing else, we still manage to have just a little bit of hope. I mean, we can say that any day, any time. Man, I'm hungry. I sure hope I find a way to get something to eat. Man, I am so thirsty. I sure wish somebody would bring me some water. Man, I am so tired. If I could just get a moment of sleep, I hope I get an opportunity to rest. We'll throw hope out there in a heartbeat. We will throw hope out as if it's a rope and hang on to it like it ain't nobody's business. Hope on a rope. There we stand, holding on. Holding on to hope. But you know what? Hope leads to faith. We're just holding on to that rope. We grab up and we pull up a little bit more. Hope leads to faith. Faith leads to believing that God is with us. Believing that God is supporting us. Believing that God is giving us everything we need to have, and we climb on out of that depth of despair on that rope that was just hope. God is always with us, and God is always good because God lives in us. People with passion, they say, people with passion in their dreams live 7 to 10 years longer and have a better quality of life. Don't you want to start dreaming today? They're more committed to their dreams. They don't let doubt and fear, and worst of all, they don't let reality, let me say that again, they don't let reality deter their dreams. Because they know that God gave that to them. That's that little seed that God planted. Sometimes all you got to do is see somebody else's dream come true, right? You see it happen for them, and you say, well, I know it can happen for me. It happened for them. They don't have anything that I don't have. That's right. So it's all about believing in your dreams, even when no one else does. Joseph's brothers didn't believe in his dream, but he believed in it. Sometimes there's no evidence that your dreams will come true. There's no evidence that it's going to happen. The only place you can look for the evidence is in your heart, because it's still there. If it wasn't meant for you, it would disappear. Now here's the other thing you've got to do. Last but of course not least, you've got to stand up and share your dreams. Share it. You know what we say, when you put a word out into the universe, it never returns to you void. So I'm going to give you 5 things that you can focus on while you're discovering your dream. And just, you might want to jot them down, but just take heart in these 5 things that you can do. The first thing you can do is mental preparation. If you have a dream, you've got to start looking at it. I want to be an author, best-selling author. I need to start looking at self-publishing. I need to start looking at, how to write a book. I need to start looking at, English Composition 101. Nobody wants to read a book that sounds like it's written by somebody that's illiterate, right? So you need to start mentally focusing on what you do, what you want for your dream. Mentally focus on your passion. The second thing you do is experiential preparation. What is that? Engage in activities related to your interest. I went to this publishing type of a thing and talked to people that publish books and other authors that were there and people that write. You had to surround myself with like-minded people to get into the flow of that vibration. When you get into the flow of the vibration of your dream, you raise your level of energy and attract more of that to you. The third thing is visual preparation. Now, we put up, all the time, we put up our vision boards that have things like that. But, whatever your dream is, put things up around your house. Dr. Wayne Dyer said that what he would do is he would do the cover first for his book, and he would put the cover around another book, and he would sit there on his desk so that when he was writing, he knew that he was going to make that book. The fourth thing that you do is hero preparation. Read about and try to meet people you admire who inspire you. Quick story. I had a passion in my heart to write a book for someone that I greatly admire. Even more of a passion than writing the book for myself. I had approached this person before and said, look, I want to write your book. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Didn't get back to me. So I started writing it. I put all the stuff together, started writing it, gave a nice little draft, and brought it to her, and I said, here, what do you think about this? Wow, she said, yeah, this is great. I was like, look, you should get Deepak Chopra to write the foreword for it. And she kind of giggled and stuff like that. And the next day she got a call from one of Deepak's, main people saying, hey, Deepak wants to know if you need anything from him. All right? It's going to happen because it's a dream. It's a dream planted in my heart by God. And it's something that's going to go out and touch the world. It's not all about me. I had to let my ego go. It's not all about me. I may not even have my name any place on this book because it's none of my work. But I don't care. God gave it to me, and I need to give it to you because it is a dream. It is God's dream. I don't own it. And last but not least is physical preparation. Get your body in shape to live your dream. You can't live your dream if you can't hold your head up. You can't live your dream if you can't take a deep breath. Get yourself ready to be great. Get yourself ready to do what God has you to do. I'm going to tell you a short story about a young man who's a member of the Maasai warriors tribe in Kenya, Africa, who had a medical condition as a boy. And his mother took him to a clinic there in Africa, and they cured him. Now, once he was cured, he decided he wanted to be a doctor. That was his dream. He told anybody who wanted to know that he wanted to be a doctor. And you know what they did, just like Joseph, they laughed at him. There's no way for you to be a doctor. We barely got schools here in this part of Kenya. What are you talking about, man? There's no way for you to be a doctor. You don't have doctor money. You're not going nowhere. And first of all, nobody leaves the tribe. So you just let that go. Nobody leaves the tribe. It didn't matter that everyone he told laughed. It didn't matter what they thought. He still held on to his dream. When he was 18, a reporter from Washington from the Washington Post came to the tribe. And they were interviewing people. When they interviewed him, he told them how much he wanted to be a doctor, that was his lifelong dream. Well, shortly after that, the reporter published it, and it was seen by a family in Oregon. They decided to give him a full ride to undergraduate school. You would think that would be the best moment of his life, right? His dream is coming into fruition, it's made manifest. Well, no, it wasn't. He said it was actually the worst day of his life because here he had this opportunity that he had no way to take. He didn't have a way to get there. He didn't have any place to stay once he got there. He didn't have food to eat, clothes to wear, none of those things. He didn't have anything. But what did he do? He fell to his knees and he started to pray. Before he could finish his prayer, 4 families had stepped up and said, we will take care of you as if you are our own son until you finish school. God will support you in your dreams, InSpirit family. There is no impossible dream. All we need to do is to dream and dream big. Never let go of believing your dream can come true. God gives us the desires of our heart. God gives us the desires, our heart. Dream big. I love you. Peace.